first lockdown was when I really was like, right, I can do this. Let's really just go for it. I think social media is such an incredible platform. Like, I wouldn't have done what I've done without having social media. And I think looking at other brands, seeing what other people do, but just finding a way. I always like to try and be as niche and as authentically to me as possible.
Hello, my name's Nicole and welcome to another episode of The Big Chat. I've had a bit of a breather. I've had a couple of weeks off. Wasn't feeling my best, but I am back raring to go this cold, fresh morning. Where are we now? We're still in November, would you believe? Fast forwarding into December. You might have noticed some eyewear on me. Thank you very much, Edney and Cutler and Gross, for my fantastic spectacles, which are going to make looking at my new beautiful guest even better than it already could have been. It's actually been nearly a year now since I started doing these Big Chat episodes, and we thought, what better way to celebrate a year of really doing something great for the town than by talking to someone else who we first got on the show, was one of our very first episodes, but also has had an amazing 12 months considering everything we've been through. So we're really excited to have our first guest come back for the second time on our show, and that's Jess.
Hello.
And hello, Jess.
Hello.
And Jess, so we were just talking now about your name. Obviously, when you came and talked to me last time, it was Jess from Vanity Fair, but it's changed a bit now, hasn't it?
It has indeed. So we're now known as Vanity Fair Beauty and School.
Yeah.
I obviously had the beauty salon, and then I started Vanity Fair School of Beauty, and it was just getting a bit too confusing, so we combined it together. So we're now Vanity Fair Beauty and School.
So Vanity Fair Beauty and School.
Yes.
I mean, that's like school. It's quite. Now, when we last spoke, obviously, for those that haven't listened to your episode, they can check it out in the link below. But obviously, when we last spoke, I've known you for a long, long time. You set up your business when you were 22.
Yeah,
and
baby.
Yeah, you're still a baby.
Well, I don't know. I'm 34 now.
Still,
I'm 35.
you're definitely still a baby
Scary.
in my book. But you literally set up your business and you've been there for a long time. And then obviously we were hit with lockdown and everything. And we were just going into another one, weren't we, last time we spoke?
Yeah, I reclosed. That was a bit of a shocker. We had to close in, I think we was open for 2 weeks in November, and then, went back for 2 weeks, in December, and then reclosed literally like a week before Christmas. So that was a bit of a killer for us, because obviously it's our busiest time of year. I had all my lovely regulars that I just couldn't get in. We had to shut again. So, and then we closed until April. So it's quite a long stint to be closed for as a business, but we're back.
Yeah, and I mean, how was that for you? Like closing from December, because you're always really positive, you're always really upbeat, you're always very forward thinking, but that must have been really tough, like you say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think initially I really didn't think we was going to close for Christmas. I just thought they'll let us get back into business for those few weeks and then close maybe for New Year or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't expect it to be until April either, but there we go, here we are. And actually I made my time really productive when I was at home. I had a few weeks off to begin with over Christmas, which I never have time off. I'm always working. So, it was really good. I just worked more on the school and just was really productive in the time off, really. So, anyone that has a business will know all the little jobs that you want to do, you never have time for. So, it was great to be able to do that.
And so the school, I mean, you've obviously, you've been doing this a long time for someone as young as you are. So, had you always wanted to do something with the school? Yeah,
so I think for a long time I wanted to kind of expand what I was doing in beauty anyway, but I just couldn't quite find my little niche and where I wanted to go. Looked at all different various options, and honestly now I literally keep saying at the moment I feel like I've found like my calling. It's crazy, it really is, because obviously I've done beauty for like 18 years. You was one of my first clients. Obviously I used to go to your house. So.
Don't show my age, but I was. No, but it's a long time. You're 34.
Yeah,
it's a long time
exactly.
that you've been doing it.
So obviously I just wanted to kind of put my mark in the beauty industry, and little did I know that I would actually now be in a new premises, and the courses have just done just beyond my wildest dreams. They really have. It's amazing. So we now offer all beauty courses, aesthetics and permanent makeup courses, you name it, we kind of do it. And yeah, it's brilliant. I love it. It's just added another dimension to the business, and meant we can really kind of excel and grow, which is amazing.
So when was the point that you thought, do you know what? I'm going to go for it and do a school? Because that's quite a big thing. Because a lot of people, there's no wrong or right, but some people just took a breather and stopped. Some people felt quite, obviously weighed down with the enormity of not being able to be open. So to do that was a bold step. So when was it that you just thought, right, I'm going to do this?
I actually started Vanity Fair School of Beauty, or what was Vanity Fair School of Beauty, in 2019, just before lockdown. So I had this idea, but I didn't have a clue how it would be, how, I really just had to take it step by step, week by week, to kind of work out if I could even do it. I didn't have a clue how to get my own supplies, how to get a course accredited, if I could even write it up. And I actually just found my own way, and actually I found out I was quite good at it. And, it's, probably in lockdown, the first lockdown was when I really was like, right, I can do this, let's really just go for it. And then certainly by the time we got to Christmas, I'd started doing courses and things like that, and I just loved it last summer. So then, this January was when I was like, right, I'm going to make sure I come back like stronger, bigger, better than ever. And that's what we've done.
And you certainly have, because you've moved. So you've kind of moved quite a bit bigger than you were before. I mean, you had your beautiful building that you've been in for a long time, haven't you? How long have you been there?
So 12 years in October was there. So we started in 2009, and then we literally 2 weeks ago moved into our new premises on St John's Road. So it's like 2-3 times the size. So most people, don't do as well during the last 12 months, but I've just gone to higher levels, I guess. It's been absolutely amazing. I can't believe it, and I can't believe we've actually pulled it all together. So
it's amazing. That was one of the reasons why I wanted to talk to you again, because it's great, and it's great to hear stories when people have really thrived in this period because they've just kept going. It's been so tough for everyone. It's been tough for you as well, but you've kept going with it, haven't you?
I think the side of it is that I've just always had that nature of I'm just a bit relentless. Like I just don't let up. Every single day I work, every day, and it's led me now to this point. And I feel so sorry for businesses that haven't survived, but also as well, we all just have to work really hard and push through, and hopefully a lot of businesses will come through and do well.
So you found your premise. When did you find the premises?
So I found it. So actually, I can remember specifically. It was when we was due to go back to the salon in April, and I randomly went online, and I didn't think for a second that I would take on a new salon at that stage. I literally was just looking, and I found the premises. I actually found 2, one in Monson Road I quite liked, and then this one, and I instantly went there. I was like, this is it. I've got to have this salon. I have to have it. It's got parking behind it. I mean, where do you get a property in Tunbridge Wells, commercial space with parking on the main through road of Tunbridge Wells? So it's I was super lucky to find it. It just kind of came to me, I guess, in a weird way. It's I wasn't looking seriously at that point, but when you know, don't you?
Absolutely. And I think often it does happen like that, doesn't it? I mean, we've had people on before that have talked about that, where suddenly things have popped up and other things have come along and not worked out, and then suddenly it happens and you're like, oh my God.
Where does that come from?
Yeah.
Absolutely. The thing that I'd done though was I knew I wasn't ready to be in that space in April because obviously I was returning back to work. I needed to kickstart courses again. That kind of felt like I was going back to square one a little bit with it, where it completely stopped. So from April until August, I basically knew that from August onwards we'd be busy getting the actual salon ready. So I used that time to get more courses written up, more manuals, and get all the accreditations for all the bigger courses, so that by the time I got into the space I knew I could actually fill it. Whereas at that stage obviously I'd still got courses, but I knew I needed to have more in order to make that impact and to make the mark. So I worked really hard from that period of time, and then from August when we actually completed, I had to go to the council to get all the change of usage, class usage. So it did take from April until August for us actually to get in there, and then from August until now we've basically gutted the whole place and made it to what it is today.
And it looks beautiful.
Yeah, it's stunning.
It's very beautiful.
Still got a few little bits and pieces to do to it, like my office. I'm last in the pecking order, obviously. So, but the whole space itself, I'm really, really chuffed. Like, I just can't imagine that it's actually come together as it has. And
when did you have your first guys in for their courses? When?
So we opened 2 weeks ago. We done our launch night on Monday the 8th, I think it was, or Monday 7th, Monday the 8th. And then the next day we literally had a 2-day body massage course. Most people, like before, I took time off when I opened Vanity Fair originally. I had like 6 weeks off. Me, I worked, ran 2 businesses at the same time, and then go straight in the next day into running courses. We had treatments that day and a clinic day. So yeah, after doing like a 2-week stretch, it was by the end of that week I was like, I need some sleep. I was exhausted.
But I mean, how was that, literally having people in to do a course? That must have been amazing.
Yeah.
That must have been such a sense of achievement when you're actually in that space and you've manifested all of that, you've worked hard and you've made it all happen. And then there are people there doing your courses.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a really big deal.
Yeah, it's crazy, really. And one of the students that I had in that day, I'd done previous courses with. Another one was completely new, but a friend that I've known for a couple of years. And they are all like starting their own beauty businesses, never really been in the beauty world. And I think for me, it's really special when I get to help people to start a business. And, you know, it's actually impacting their lives. And that's what I really love. Is as lovely as it's great having them in the salon doing the courses, but it's so nice. Like the particular student that was in, I saw her today, she's got a new branding out today, launching her business, so that's super exciting. Like, I love that. That's amazing.
Do you have a favourite course?
Oh, favourite course.
Is there a favourite course that you train, Jess?
I think probably, I actually really enjoy doing the massage course, which everyone knows I've pulled back from doing more of the body massage treatments over the years, but actually because I now don't do it as much, I really do enjoy doing that. And probably, I think like the dermaplane microneedling, that's a good one, because everyone's literally like, oh, the fluff, it's going off. Like, honestly, people's faces, they just love it. But yeah, I mean, I love all of my courses. They're all good courses. It's it's good fun.
So the team that are up at your new place now, is that, so you've taken your team, is that going to be expanding as well?
Yeah, we will expand. Obviously, it's Christmas now, so we're super busy. But in the new year, I will look to bring on new people as well. Yeah, definitely grow the business. I would like for us to eventually be able to go in other locations as well with our courses. So not just being based in Tunbridge Wells. So that's something that I really want to kind of expand on next year. So yeah.
So what have you learned about yourself, would you say, from doing this? Because I mean, as far as like you talked about changing the premises over for use, when you set up Vanity Fair originally, that you did a lot of, I mean, you did a lot. I remember at the time when you were doing lots of that building, and you've upgraded it and upgraded it. But what have you learned? Because you have literally upscaled again by quite a big deal.
I think the whole process of when I actually found, when I was clearing out my salon last week, I found my old business plan.
Did you?
And I was like, oh my God, did a 12-year-old write this? So I just think I've actually really proved to myself how much I've grown in that time. From when I first started off a business, I really had no kind of idea. I just went for it. Whereas this time round, I've got a lot more insight, a lot more knowledge. And I think even with that, I've still learnt so much. Like, I had to go and stand up in front of the council, in front of like 20 people. I never had to do that before. So that was a real like milestone in the actual journey. But yeah, I think the main process of actually, obviously before I just done it as beauty salon, whereas now actually incorporating doing sunbears, we now do the courses. So I've just grown and learnt so much from that process. You know, there's so many different elements to it that you just would never think of in a million years. And even come the opening day, I was like, I still haven't done that. And, you know, it's just, there's a lot to do, but it's such an exciting journey. So I'm super lucky.
Yeah, but, you know, you've worked hard, and that must be great for your confidence as well when you go through these sort of hurdles and then you get to the other side of it. Like, you know,
the support I've had has been like truly amazing as well, like on social media of my clients, and you know, I'm super lucky. I couldn't do this journey without that. So you know, I feel very lucky and privileged to have clients of many years coming to our students, keep repeating bookings, and you know, I couldn't do and get to this stage as much as I can grow myself, but I couldn't do it without that support. So yeah, very lucky.
So what day to day, is it school as well as people can come in and they can have like I can still come in and have the odd sunbed?
Yes, absolutely. So we do, we still have treatments. We have an additional treatment room now, so that's brilliant. So beauty treatments are literally every day. We have Canvas Cosmetics who do the aesthetics. We have Dove who does their semi-permanent makeup for like eyebrows, lips. And then we have sunbeds now. So we've got a stand-up and a lay-down sunbed. So yeah, we have it all going on all the time. And then, of course, the courses. So we normally do those currently about 3 or 4 days a week, with the view to hopefully be doing them 7 days a week, hopefully soon. So, yeah, it's brilliant.
And are you finding more people are doing courses now because in lockdown they've had to sort of rethink,
100%.
like you said, that a lot of people are setting up their own businesses, and that's great. But so it's a growing market, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. I think the thing is people like to, as a woman, you tend to have a little bit of an interest in beauty. And now we've made it that actually you can come and do a course and you can train, and you don't have to go to college and do a 2-3 year course. And I think that's what's so great about our courses is quite literally anyone can come and train with us. And I think people really did, like myself, I'm sure like yourself, over lockdown, everyone really got to kind of think about what they want for their future, and this enables people to be able to work for themselves either within a job or they can set something up and do it from home. Like I've got Michelle as an example. She's got like a room in her garden. She's never done beauty, but she's like, no, I want to work this around the children. And so it's amazing that we get to have that impact on students and really help them on their way with it.
And I think people have started to do, I mean, look at us here. We're in a studio. This wasn't a studio a year ago. So it's like you say, there's just, people are being more resourceful.
Absolutely.
With their space and their time. And
I think people also are really liking working from home as well. And especially being able to, like yourself, you've got children, dogs. So for people to be able to have that in their home environment and to be able to offer treatments to friends and family, they come to them. It's amazing,
Yeah. And I think as well, people, I mean, do you think that the markets, when you say the courses now, you can do them much quicker?
Yeah.
Do you think has that changed in the last 12 months? Because like you say, you used to think, with all courses, like I did a coaching course last year and it was, or the beginning of this year, and that was like 6 weeks. Yeah. And before it, I'd probably think I need to do 2 years of training. Yeah. And I mean, I have done lots of courses before so I could step in at that level. Yeah. But at the same time, it was quick. And like you're saying, has that changed?
I don't think the timing has changed as such on some of them. I think when I first started in beauty, you always went to college days. So I think over the years, definitely. But then there has always been, like, I've always been able to go and do a day course in lash extensions or lash lift and things like that. But to actually get like an MVQ level 2 and 3 and all of that, you would still have to go to college to get that. Yeah. But we can just do an equivalent of by doing the individual courses, and people then get to pick the treatments they actually want to do. Whereas I spent my second year of college doing like body galvanic and electrolysis, which aren't actually the modern day treatments. Really, they could do a level 3 that is more on lashes or dermaplane, microneedling, the treatments that are more modernized. So I think this way people get to pick the things that actually interest them. I don't think years ago you could necessarily do a pathway to aesthetics. I think that is definitely something that's come along.
Because I see that coming up a lot. And that's because, I mean, I assumed that you had to always be like a doctor or a nurse.
Yeah, but you don't.
Has that changed now?
Yeah, that's changed. So we work with an insurance company that accredit our course. It's all CPD, and they can insure our students. So we have to show that they have needling experience. So they'll do anatomy and physiology, they'll do B12 injections, skin peels, dermaplane, microneedling, and then they can go on and actually learn the anti-wrinkle injections and dermal fillers. So it's a little bit of a process to it. They can't just go on and do an anti-wrinkle course. But they certainly can do it now. It's that's definitely changed over time.
And with the sort of anti-wrinkle courses and like you're talking about, is that still as popular as ever?
Oh my God, yeah.
Have you got like a back door where people come in, or are people starting to come in the front door for anti? But do you know what I mean? It's still like,
it's still a little bit of a taboo, if you like. Like some people are still really nervous about it. But we just had Ash from Canvas Cosmetics in yesterday on Sunday, done a 12-hour day back to back with appointments. We had them do a foundation dermal filler course as well, and they're in again today. So brilliant. I mean, it's still as ever popular, definitely. And it's definitely one of the courses that we have a lot of inquiries and bookings for. It's super popular. So I think there's definitely still a massive market for it. At the end of the day, everyone wants to age gracefully,
of course
and
they do.
If there's a way that you can do it, there's no skincare product that will give you the results like having your anti-wrinkle injections or
and also there's all sorts of things you can have done now. I mean, like literally, like we're going to talk to Ash at Canvas at some point on here. We're trying to make it happen because he's been with you. How long has he been working with you?
He's been working with us for probably about 3 years. And honestly, they've got an incredible brand, a credible reputation. They also train, so we collaborate with them with our
Which
courses.
is great.
But they're really good fun, and they really know their stuff as well. They all come from a medical background. We last year brought on Lauren, who is our nurse practitioner with them. So it's fabulous. It's a great working relationship, and I'm proud to work alongside with them because they're a brilliant brand.
And it's great that you can collaborate like that because again, it just extends what you're already doing.
Absolutely. I would never be able to offer aesthetics. I'm not trained, and for myself, I was always very much down that lane of beauty, and so I wanted to work with a brand that was, super professional, knew what they was doing, and offering really great services, and that's what they do.
And they're very glamorous.
Yeah, they're good fun.
Ash is glamorous.
He's glam. He's fun. I mean, he last night sent me a TikTok video of them doing this dancing thing. I was like, yeah, you're too cool for me. I can't do that. I'm really not that organised of dancing,
but they're good fun. It's
it's
a good fit with you guys because I think all your team, you're always really good fun. It's always I've always loved coming in to see you all. You're always
absolutely
great.
I've gotten into this thing on a Thursday where I always do treatments on Thursdays now, and all my regulars come in. I'm like, come on, have glass bubbles with me.
Oh,
lovely. Away. So they just have a lovely afternoon. We just sit there. I'm like, right, I've really got to get on time now.
Now I have noticed when I've been, because occasionally I pick my son up because he's at school opposite where you are, and I've noticed some bubbles. I've looked in the window and thought there's some bubbles going on, and I like that because occasionally I go to the hairdressers, and I remember back in the day, you get your bubbles at the hairdressers. I
just think it makes it more of an experience, and like I say, a lot of my clients on a Thursday I've literally treated for the whole 12 years I've been there, and they're more like friends and family, to be honest. So glass bubbles, why not?
So the St John's area, which is
it's a great location.
Yeah, it's
got a real community feel,
hasn't it?
Yeah.
And have you sort of settled? Has everyone welcomed you with open arms?
Yeah, we have. We dropped some cake into the next door to the estate agents because I was like, we've probably driven them mad since August with all the building works, but they were so good. They never complained. Of course, we got like Shuffle House across the road, which I love their pizzas. Honestly, it's really dangerous. I'm like, oh my God. But everyone's welcomed us. It's been lovely. We've got the Manuel's Cafe up the road, which is like a little bakery. They always supply all of our students their lunches. Us girls, and they're just lovely, and they come in but treatments and sunbeds, so they support us back as well, so that's lovely.
It does really feel like that's just a growing community up there. I've seen it sort of grow over the last couple of years, but even more so now, and I think you being there, they must be really happy about that because you're bringing more people,
trade to them.
Well, and it's different trade. It's not necessarily the same trade. I mean, probably most people like the Shuffle House pizzas and your burger from St John's Yard, but it's a different trade that you're bringing into that area, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. I got an email at like 1:30 in the morning on Friday night from a lady that lived around the road though, so we are actually bringing people from the surrounding roads too, which actually whilst they're there probably will go grab a coffee or might go and grab a drink after work. I had a client whose husband came and picked her up the last week, and it's like, should we just go to St John's Yard? So I know we are definitely bringing other trade to those local businesses, which is great. So.
And the kids that are there though off to school, that's like when I go, I'm all new to this secondary school stuff. I've only been doing it since September, and the swarms of children down that road. I have
to say,
they're like ants. Aren't they? They're literally just like a sea of children. Really is. Young adults. But
at 3:30, there is literally a swarm of kids there. Only for probably about 20 minutes, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
But literally, my first question when I saw the property, I was Googling, how do you move a bus stop? How do you move a bus stop? You can't.
You can't move a bus stop.
No, not for just because I don't want school kids outside.
But you'll probably have quite a lot of young women looking and saying, wow, I would like to go in there when I'm a bit older.
To be honest with you, those kids have been brilliant. I've not had a single problem. They're always really polite and kind. So it doesn't bother me one little bit now. It's great. It brings people to the area. So it's good.
So what, when you were doing I'm interested when you were doing gutting that place and doing it up. I mean, it's huge. I mean, how big is...
So it's 154 square feet, and It was a
big?
bathroom store, so we had to literally rip out the all the old displays. So it's all brickwork and baths, everything. So
they just left everything in it as it was?
Yeah, so unfortunately the company went bust, so we had to just take the premises as it was. And I mean, to be honest, there's a lot of good in doing that as well, because obviously when you take it from scratch like that, you can literally build upon however you want it to be. So and literally every space, every inch of the space was really well thought out, is exactly how we wanted it to be. We added treatment rooms, we added obviously the sunbed, so we had to do all the electrics. We had to redo all the ceiling, shop front. We custom made all the furniture in the reception area and actually sectioned off in the reception so we could have the space for the school, the staff room, office, toilet, so that everything. It was a big job. Anyone that's thinking of opening a business, double what you think your budget's going to be. I can assure you. That's I would say that's probably been the most stressful part of it, is the budget side. It's you start off a process thinking, I'm going to spend this, and without knowing it, before you know it, it creeps up because everything comes out more expensive than what you think. I initially thought my floor would be like $4,000, ended up being like close to $10,000. So like honestly and truly, my best advice to anybody that is thinking of opening up, whether it's a beauty salon, hair salon, or any kind of business, just make sure you add a few more.
Well, just know that it's going to exceed that.
Yeah.
And I guess when you're doing it as well, there's more, you think of more things as you go along, or things crop up, don't they?
The problem is the design element of the whole place definitely evolves. And I had a interior designer, Jess, who was absolutely amazing. I found her through Instagram, and she had experience in designing beauty salons, and I instantly knew I wanted to work with her. And she was brilliant. But obviously she puts together a design and process, but then you have to kind of work back from that a little bit as to what your budget can afford, and also time frame, what you can find. As much as the design is beautiful, you might not always be able to source the whole thing. So and also the space better than anybody. So as much as I might design a beautiful treatment room, I will know where we need things to be positioned, bed positions, things like that. So the whole process just evolves from start to finish. So it never starts how it's going to end up. So which is actually really exciting. It's a great part of it. Jess loves that. She's like, that's now the fun part. So it's really good.
How do you keep a cool head on all this, Jess? Do you always keep a cool head?
Yeah, probably not.
But it's I don't know, it's a lot, isn't it?
I always think you've got to treat people how you want to be treated, and I've always been really fair, really open with the guys. Like I had the builders that worked with us, and they're called Plumline Developments, and they're a local company, and they helped me project manage the actual project, and they brought all the tradesmen in for everything. They were absolutely brilliant. But and there's lots of people involved, you just have to keep a level head and keep it going, because you want the project to be fun for everybody, or I certainly did, and for everything to run as smoothly as possible. It doesn't help if I get stressed and snappy at everybody. I don't do business to be that way as much as possible, but with that in mind, it has been tough. It's been very stressful. I think in hindsight, I just wish I took that last kind of month off before opening, and then I could have really have been there every day, day in, day out, and just took the pressure off. But as with everything, I have to go all or nothing.
Yeah, of course you do. Exactly. Of course you do. When are you going to get some time off? Are you going to take some time off at Christmas?
Yes, I'm literally on countdown. So every Saturday I'm like, oh, it's 5 weeks today. Oh, it's 6 weeks today, and counting down. Christmas, we're going to be open right up until Christmas Eve. We'll be in for New Year's, and then we'll have a few more days off as well. So I have a bit of time in between both of those celebrations.
And what about getting abroad? Because, last time we were talking, we were always like, we couldn't even go abroad. But we can go now.
Yeah, I know.
Have you been?
I haven't. No, I haven't had any time or money. Your clients best love the business, because I am absolutely dying for a holiday, but that is not my priority. It's making sure the business does as well as it can, and you have to make those sort of sacrifices. But I'm hoping next summer I'll get to go away, pull myself away.
We love what you do. I love you to bits. I think you're such an inspiration. Where would you say you pull your inspiration from? Like you mentioned on Instagram, you found Jess, your interior designer. Where would you say you put, because we're all inspired by the people and other things, where would you say personally, whether it's be courses or style or anything like that? Because you've got a very unique style.
Social media is such an incredible platform. Like I wouldn't have done what I've done without having social media. And I think looking at other brands, seeing what other people do, but just finding a way. I always like to try and be as niche and as authentically to me as possible. When like I know I work with Kimberly on branding, and I'm forever like, no, like this, like this. And I think it's really important to take inspiration, but also to know your own ethos, your own branding, and to really stand by that. So I absolutely am thrilled with how everything's come together, and social media for me has definitely been probably my biggest asset, but also inspiration as well.
And what would you say to people if they were thinking about, I mean, it's, obviously you've been doing this for a long time, but if they are starting out, or maybe they've done a course and they're thinking about getting premises, is it planning? Like you say, I mean, you had a business plan all those years ago.
Yeah, so you have to have a business plan that is literally, you need to work out whether it's for getting a business loan, but for yourself, you need to know if you can afford it, where the costs really are and the hidden costs. And like I say, always add on and over egg it, absolutely. But also the other thing is, going to the council, that's a big process that can take 2 to 3 months. Even just getting the lease agreed is about 3 months time. And when I initially started doing it, I was like, no, we'll have it completed in 6 weeks. No chance. It was it's from April until August. I think it's just making sure that you're really organised and just go for it. I think that we spend a lot of time worrying, shouldn't we? And I just think really step into it and just take the risk. Sometimes it's worth it, but just really have to trust your gut. I've looked at several premises over the years and gone no in the end, and it's been heartbreaking. She said, I really thought this would be the one and this would be it, and it wasn't, but this time it was. And I think you just have to, as much as you want something, if your gut is saying it's not right, don't go for it until you know that it is. And I think that is probably my biggest tip to anyone starting out, whether you're new or looking to expand. Just trust your gut, know when the time's right, and when you do, go for it.
That's good advice. I like that advice. Yes. So where can they find you now? Where can everyone find you, Jess?
So we're now on 65 to 67 St John's Road. So we're opposite Sainsbury's Local, St John's Yard. We've got car parking right behind us, which is free for the first half hour.
It's free for half an hour, which is very handy if you're having a sunbed. Just saying.
Just saying. People can also book via our app as well, which is really quick, really simple, especially for sunbeds. There's no waiting times and things. So, it's brilliant.
And if they want to find you online, best place to go?
So we've got our website, vanityfairbeauty.co.uk, or if you'd like to have more information on the courses, it's vanityfairschoolofbeauty.co.uk. And also Instagram, we do a lot on our socials. So again, Vanity Fair VF or Vanity Fair School of Beauty.
Well done you.
Thank
you
so
I can
much.
Say.
Thank you so much for having me.
Who would have thought a year on?
I know
that this would be a year
yourself.
on. No, but it's true, isn't it? It's funny, isn't it? Because we spend a lot of time sometimes worrying about the future. Yeah. But actually, I mean, look.
Yeah.
Look at you. It's fantastic. So where are you going to be in another year?
Well, who knows? Who knows?
We'll get you back in another year if I'm still here and you're not sort of taking over the world as I'm sure you might do. But no, really well done to you and best of luck. And I can't wait to come in and have lots of lovely treatments and maybe some bubbles.
Yeah, absolutely. Bubbles all the way.
All right, Jess. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you so much.